few days ago, I made the video Keffals is stressed, and I want to say thank you for all the people who watched that video. Really appreciate the views and the comments. But as in the last 24 hours, Keffals has completely deleted, removed her entire videos on her entire channel. She has a channel with 50,000 plus subscribers, and her live streaming channel on YouTube, it's all completely removed. Now, you may be wondering yourself, why would she do that? She was on a video spree, upload after upload. She even made a video dedicated to me a couple days ago, ironically enough, because I said something to her on Twitter. But all of the videos are gone. And why are they gone? Well, let me tell you why they're gone. See, when Keffals this last week was uploading a video by video, like almost a video every single day, she was capitalizing on the fact that Mutahar is about to release a video on Keffals. Now, if you don't know who Mutahar is, his name, he goes by the YouTube channel Some Ordinary Gamers. I watch his content a lot, and I think for the most part, I think his content's pretty damn good. It's mostly solid, and he announced back in February of this year that he was making a video on Keffals. And so for the context here, last month, Mutahar said, over 2 years ago, an infamous creator known as Keffals launched a viral campaign on the internet. As I researched more about this event, and I've had her come across disturbing revelations of her Catboy Ranch. I can't go into too much detail about it, but it's an insane story and none of it is pleasant. I planned to cover this sooner, but the last few weeks I've had time to truly put towards projects, and this was on the top. If anyone wants to come forward with more information on the now deleted information, please contact me via DMs. Then, just 2 weeks ago, he's tweeted out, Keffals' video slightly delayed, still researching, talking to doctors, and now I have to add a bank heist as part of the story. Now, I don't know that Keffals lore, so I'm very curious on how this is going to turn out, but you can imagine is this has been oozing for Keffals, and Keffals has been very stressed, hence the title of my last video on her, because Muta's drop is most likely going to hit over guaranteed 500,000 views, 500,000 views, and if it may even hit over 1 million at this point. Now, for those of you who don't know, Keffals basically waged war on a website called Kiwi Farms. I have a thread on there. A lot of people have threads on there. Even people who aren't that cringe, just people who other people just don't like. A lot of people are always talked about or mentioned or have threads on Kiwi Farms. Some people contributed to be, super alt-right website, but I find that a really hilarious description because I don't find that accurate, simply because they make fun of neo-Nazis. They make fun of white supremacists. I mean, they have they have threads dedicated to multiple Nazis, literally, I'm not joking, white supremacist movement people, and they make fun of them, they clown on them. So to label it as like fully alt-right, I don't know if that's really an accurate description. But a lot of things happen on that website, which I don't agree with, in terms of like personal information getting released, people's addresses get posted. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens on the site, but overall, some of the information that's presented on there is factual. Just plain and simple. Like, yes, is there drama? Yes. Do people make things up? Yes. But for the most part, in regards to Keffals specifically, Kiwi Farms was right. The things that they have predicted, the things that they have pointed out with her GoFundMe in the past, where she raised $100,000 to fight internet harassment and Kiwi Farms and move and try to take Kiwi Farms off the internet, like the whole website off the internet, because she had a dedicated thread on there and they were making fun of her and being, just what Kiwi Farms is. They make fun of everybody. She says that it's a transphobic website. I'm sure you could say that because people do make a lot of comments about trans people, but they also make a lot of comments about Nazis and how bad they are, and they make fun of gay people, and I don't really know how to describe the website other than they go all out for everybody. Like, nobody is safe from being mentioned or talked about or attacked or even doxxed at that point on the website. And I don't support those being doxxed, obviously, by any means. Even Keffals, I don't support her address being posted. But at the end of the day, Kiwi Farms was right about Keffals. Okay, that's the reality. The more I've been looking into this over the last few weeks, and why, when I mentioned Kiwi Farms was right in a troll comment about 2 weeks ago, Keffals lost her shit towards me, which I did fully to bait a reaction out of her, and it successfully worked. Now, it should be mentioned here that the reason all of her stuff is deleted is because she is panicking on Mutahar's video drop. It is no surprise. Last week, she was uploading video after video after video, anticipating that, you know, he was going to drop his video, and then she would bring in a large influx of new viewers. Even if those viewers are hating on her, they're still clicking on the content. They're still watching it for that 5 to 10 seconds. And whether or not you know this, watching a video 5 to 10 seconds, even if you don't want to watch it, if there's an ad on it, they make a small percentage of money. Any interaction is good interaction on YouTube. Even if it's hate comments on your video, those comments will ultimately move the video up in the algorithm. A lot of people don't understand how YouTube works in terms of this, but it doesn't matter if you get a lot of dislikes. It doesn't matter if you get a lot of likes. It doesn't matter if you get a lot of hate comments, or it doesn't matter if you get a lot of love comments, because any comment is an interaction, and that interaction puts the video up in a ranking. People don't know this. No bad publicity is bad publicity in the YouTube realm of comments. You know, it's interacting with the video helps the video whether you hate them or not. So just keep that in mind. So she was uploading these video after video after video after video, and now all of a sudden it's yeeted. Everything's gone. Because she's scared. She's genuinely scared because all the stuff from Kiwi Farms that they exposed her for is going to be brought back up again. Of her, you know, doing this GoFundMe, which I'm not against people GoFundMes. I've done a GoFundMes for my legal issues. But the problem is that she did this GoFundMe and then used the funds to go into certain substances, drugs. I don't want to say the naughty word, but yeah, they're called substances, and she was doing a lot of illegal substances with the money that she got from her GoFundMe. So naturally, people were really upset by this, and there's a lot more to her lore, but to give you a short answer, even though this video is, 7 minutes long already, she's deleted everything because she's scared of Mutahar's video drop. It's plain and simple. She's panicking, she's stressed, and she's going to play the whole victim. I'm going to get harassed because of his video, and the only reason that he's making a video on me is because I'm trans, because that's typically the way that she likes to play these things. You can't actually criticize Keffals from a position of, oh, you did something wrong. She always has to bring the fact that she's trans up or some as a means to like dismantle what somebody is saying to criticize her, which really I think is a horrendous way to go about addressing criticism. It's one thing to be bad at addressing criticism, but to pull the you're being transphobic when somebody isn't being transphobic or they're just critiquing her just as a way to save face is a really horrible way to deal with being called out for doing stupid things in general. But it should be no surprise that we're getting to this day and age now where this is becoming more common, where you try to say, hey, you know, this was wrong that you did, and then somebody brings up either maybe race or gender or trans-related issues or sexism when nothing was mentioned about that specifically in the argument. It's just like, hey, this is what you did. You doxed somebody. You did something. You stole money from somebody. But, oh my gosh, they make it about them being trans rather than actually addressing the issue at hand. Crazy mental gymnastics. But that's where we are nowadays in the social media realm. People really don't know how to handle criticism very well. And it just is all virtual signaling for the most part. But I did want to bring something up really quickly that I've really never been vocal on my main YouTube channel about this, but I'm going to be vocal on here. I've been vocal about it on Twitter, but it's something that I just want to get out there for the record that I think is really important that I take a stance on this issue so people know where I stand. I support trans rights. I want to make that abundantly crystal clear. I support rights of, you know, gay people. I don't care if you're gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual, transgender. I don't care what genitals you have. Those things don't matter to me. At the end of the day, what matters to me is that you do not spread misinformation and that you do not hurt children. Overall, with everybody, okay? This has nothing to do specifically with Keffals or trans people in general, but just in general, I don't want kids hurt. Now, something that she did support, something that I have to say here is from this particular tweet by Keffals. The scum of the earth might call me a groomer for it, but if a minor approaches me and asks me how to transition, I will point them to resources to help them do it. I'm going to transgender your children, try and stop me. The reason that I bring this tweet up specifically is because this is a problem, and I'm sorry, but I'm putting this out for the record. This is my stance on the position. I support Adults, when you turn 18, if you want to transition, if you want to get hormone blockers, if you want to grow out your boobs, or you want your boobs chopped off, or you want, certain body parts removed, I support your right to do that. But a child should never be pushed, convinced, coerced, pressured, or told that they're transgender by their parents and encouraged in any capacity by themselves or their parents or their family to get into a surgical, to take hormones, essentially, is what I'm trying to say, plain and simply. Children shouldn't be doing this. It's that simple. I don't care who you are. I don't care your backstory. Doctors should not be removing or giving children hormone blockers in any capacity. They should not be performing surgery and removing body parts in any reason until that kid, teenager, adult is age 18, plain and simple. I really, really am really passionate about this subject. It's something that I will stand by, that I think that you need to be an adult in order to make those types of decisions. Children should not be pushed towards thinking or believing that they need to change their gender. But if a child wants to, here's the thing about that though, if a boy wants to play with a Barbie doll, I don't have a problem with that. If a boy wants to dress a certain way, whether that's feminine or masculine, it doesn't bother me. But the moment you start trying to push them towards getting on hormones, or kids see that, I can take hormones and it can help me with my confusion of my gender or sexuality, that's when it becomes a problem. And that's when, at the end of the day, they should be 18 before they are allowed to make any sort of decisions. Doctors should not be able to make those types of choices, and parents should not be making those choices for their kids or supporting them in those choices until they're of older age, because kids are confused. And I don't know if you've seen this day and age, but more and more people are detransitioning and are regretting it because they got into this whole sect of being pushed towards being trans at a very young age, and they're confused in their identity. They don't know what they're doing, and they do permanent changes to their body, and it permanently affects them the rest of their life, sometimes even sterilizing them in ways that they can never have kids for the rest of their life because they made choices that they didn't understand the repercussions of those choices, the longevity of it when you're older. So that's my thoughts on the issue. I can't wait to see Mutahar's video. I just want to put this out there that Keffals said this, and I have a problem with that, and my opinion of her has dramatically changed in the last few weeks, especially after the whole Vosh situation. But at the end of the day, Keffals is running, Keffals is scared, and it's very, very well deserved, if you ask me.